What's up, guys? It is Wednesday, January 5th, 2025. I want to talk to you guys for a minute about, I guess, politics and culture or whatever. They go hand in hand nowadays. But I want to specifically talk about the Democratic Party and why Trump single-handedly has absolutely dismantled it. And also what I want to talk about is I hate to say this, but I want to not save the party, but save the people that are in that quote-unquote party, all right? Because it's an ideology that's got to go, guys. It's got to go. So, obviously, Trump won the election. If you go on Facebook or any other social media where there are a shared space of conservatives and Democrats, you would think that it's still election season right now. Like, seriously. And people are arguing back and forth, including me. I'm one of them. And the separation of people because of what these oligarchs and bureaucrats have done, mainstream media, you know, the arm of these people have done to brainwash a lot of us, to me, is pure evil. First of all, why do I say Donald Trump is destroying the Democratic Party single-handedly? Well, the Democrat Party of today is not the same Democrat Party of the 1960s with John F. Kennedy, and also not even the same Democrat Party as in the 90s with Bill Clinton. I'm not saying Bill Clinton's a good guy, guys. I'm just saying Bill Clinton was a much more moderate Democrat than these people are. If the same Bill Clinton in 92, if he didn't have any allegiance to this Democratic Party, he would be MAGA right now. Seriously, that's why you see Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk, and RFK Jr., and people like Joe Rogan, and people would just have common sense are joining MAGA, because MAGA is not Republican. Most of them are. I'm MAGA myself. I'm America First. But I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I do have conservative values, but even with a lot of these Republicans, they're not fiscally conservative. Let's just say that. Okay. And so Trump is single-handedly dismantling this party because they just absolutely go crazy about him. I mean, everything he does, they just go crazy. You know what happened when he came down the escalator in 2015, and all throughout his presidency, they just attacked him nonstop. Then they let off the gas a little bit when he got out of office for a while. They still had TDS and talked about him for a little bit, but maybe for like a year and a half, they kind of let off the gas, right? But then once he started popping his head out of his hole of political hole and started talking more about politics and stuff, that's when they started attacking him. And also when he announced that he was running again, the TDS kicked back in. And the Democrats can't help themselves, right? Instead of finding an ideology of their own, because all they are now, the Democrat Party, is a mashup of different people, different ideologies. Bunch of victims, man. Bunch of people in the victimhood Olympics, I call it. And what are victims? People that are the black people that think there's racism, the transgenders that think people are trying to take trans rights, some gays, not all, but some gays who think people are homophobic, and any marginalized group that weaponizes the, hey, you're doing something wrong to me because you're a white male rhetoric. Those are victims, and there's a lot of them. And they're all coming together. And basically the only thing they have in common is they have so many different ideals, is they're victims, and also they hate Trump, right? So they just go crazy for this guy. And now, during this whole election cycle, they just did used the same playbook. What's the playbook? Not talking about what they're going to actually do for the people. Not talking about what can we do different. Joe Biden has really screwed this country up and we're going to do better. No. They doubled and tripled down on not taking responsibility for what the quote-unquote Biden administration, which he's not in charge of, did. And also, Trump is bad, okay? That's all they did. And, of course, we know that the Democratic Party, the installed candidate, one of the worst, if not the worst presidential candidate in United States history of candidates, lost the election in a landslide. What do I mean by a landslide? Well, she lost the popular vote, which Democrats usually always win because of California and New York. There's so many Democrats in those two particular states. He just completely destroyed her in the Electoral College. He had MAGA Republicans that won and took seats in the House and the Senate, and they won both. And also, Donald Trump did a clean sweep of not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7, in all 7 of the swing states. So that's what I call, ladies and gentlemen, a landslide. But even with that, and now that Trump has won, what do the Democrats do? Again, they double and triple down on the nonsense. And what Democrats am I talking about particularly? I'm talking about the mainstream media, the arm of the Democratic Party, the people that are dressed and acting like journalists, but they're really propagandists in an arm of the Democratic Party, because that's all they are. They're activists for Democrats. Them and the Democrat politicians. They are in full-blown meltdown mode. These are the same people, the Democrats, these Democrats I just named, that say they're fighting for democracy, even though everybody knows what they did to Bernie Sanders in 2016, what they did to Joe Biden in 2024. And now they're saying we need our democracy by basically overthrowing the guy that won the Democratic process of winning an election. Oh, they wanna. I can't even say it without laughing. They want to get Trump out, get Elon Musk out, the guy that got elected and the guy that told you exactly what he was going to do. The only people that are complaining about what Trump is doing is the people that voted for the other person. And they're for democracy. Again, guys, anytime you hear the Democrats say the word democracy, all it means is Democrat power and control. That is exactly what it means. These people don't give a shit about democracy. Look how they're acting now. Did you see the nonsense that they did yesterday in Washington, D.C. with these idiots that look like clowns? If I was at my desk, I'd put a clip in. You guys all seen it. With Chuck Schumer and Jasmine Crotchett, whatever her name is, and the other idiots. They're just absolutely going nuts about the sitting president that told everyone that he was going to hire Elon Musk for Doge. And no, nobody voted for Elon Musk, like they're saying. But again, people voted for the person that hired Elon Musk to do the job that he said he was going to do and now is doing it. Please make it make sense. So now Elon Musk is doing that and more, just like Trump. Everything Trump promised, Trump is doing. Everything Elon Musk said he was doing, he's doing it. Both of them are doing that plus more. And the Democrats are mad. Why? Why are they mad about it? Is it because for the reasons they tell us? Is it the reasons that he thinks that Elon Musk he's bad because he's a billionaire? Mark Cuban's a billionaire last time I checked. And a lot of those donors that gave Kamala Harris that $1.5 billion are billionaires as well. Or is it because he's on Trump's team? Because he's not a Republican. He may have switched Republican now, but he wasn't a Republican before. They used to love Elon Musk when he was talking about quote-unquote climate control when it came to the electric vehicles. He was the darling. These people don't give a shit about color, creed, anything. Doesn't matter if you're gay, doesn't matter if you're this, if you're that. If you don't pledge your allegiance to the Democrat Party, you are nothing to these people. Ask any black conservative, ask any gay conservative, Ask any trans conservative. Ask anybody that are quote unquote marginalized that they say and protect and try to make them victims that don't vote for Democrat and like Trump. Watch how they treat them. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The reason why I'm saying Trump is destroying the party is because they refuse, and I do mean refuse, and this goes into the Doge thing, to take accountability. They can't stand those two words, accountability and transparency. This is what Doge is doing, and this is what Trump is doing. Doge is giving the American people transparency that, hey, you work hard every week, you're getting taxed, here's where your dollars are going. What's wrong with that, Democrats? Why don't they want that? Again, because they have to give you fear porn of what Elon Musk is going to do, which again, he's not doing any of that stuff. That's why they want that dude, I think Al Green, called for, it's his name too, Al Green, Democrat guy, called for Trump to get impeached again. So that's what Elon Musk is doing. He's doing transparency. And again, Trump is bringing out looking at yourself as accountable. They cannot look at themselves, the Democrat Party. Instead of saying, hey, this is what I did wrong, they have to point at Trump and say, no, Trump is bad. Trump is bad. We're the higher moral ground. You can't vote for that guy. He's bad. Instead of looking at their constituents and saying, hey, what do you think we did wrong? What do you guys want? How can we help you? Instead of just saying Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. They never look inwards towards themselves. And this is why they're destroying themselves. They live in this echo chamber, in this bubble that only they live in. And when you talk to these people, your loved ones and your friends, because I do it all the time, they don't even realize where they're at on the timeline and where their party is politically and culturally. They have no idea because they're trapped in this bubble of Trump's bad, Trump's bad, Trump's bad. So it's bad news for them. And that's why they're destroying themselves. That's why so many people, ideologically speaking, are not lining up with the Democrat Party. And they can see right through it. What Elon Musk is doing is going to be studied for hundreds of years because this has never been done before. A forensic audit of our federal government's spending. Again, imagine your company that you worked for hired an auditor, and then he starts to audit, and then all of a sudden half the employees start tripping and crying and all this other stuff because they're exposing stuff and start making all these lies about an auditor. Again, the auditor is not going to work for the company. He's a separate entity from that said company. Then you have to ask yourself, well, if half the, because we're looking to cut the fat out of the meat and stop the waste, fraud, and abuse in this company I'm using an example of, why are half the people so mad at the auditor? Why? You knew the auditor was coming in. What are you mad about? Are you trying to hide something? What would you guys think? Would you guys think that they just don't like the auditor? Or is it because they don't like that the auditor is exposing and making it transparent where the spending and the waste, fraud, and abuse and the corruption is coming from? You tell me. My goodness, these people have no idea, no self-awareness, no self-introspect of what they're doing. And they're killing themselves with it, politically speaking. They just are, and culturally speaking too, because everything's political. It's all tied together. And that's why Donald Trump single-handedly is destroying this version of the Democrat Party. Do I believe actually in the two-party system? I don't really like it, to be honest, but it is what it is. I have to deal with it. 80% of the country are either Democrat and Republican. The other 20% are made up of independents and people who don't care, and little small, libertarian and little small other parties. That's just the way it is. 80 to 90% are Democrat and Republican. And I don't think that's going to change. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I'm going to tell you why I don't want the Democrat Party to, implode on themselves or disappear or whatever. Let me be clear. I don't agree with anything that this version of the Democrat Party is doing. I don't like their ideologies. I don't like how they brainwash people. I don't like any of it. But I like competition. And I don't want one side to dominate the other. And the reason being is because the other side is so brainwashed, the Democrats, that I truly believe that it's gonna lead us down the road to chaos and destruction. And I'm not talking about just ideologically. I'm talking about physically and burning stuff down, circa the Summer of Love, the Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and the other movements. So here's what I want. I want the Democrats to come together and have common sense policies. They don't have to line up with MAGA. They don't have to do everything MAGA does. That's fine. Take a look at John F. Kennedy. You know, someone like that who had America First principles, but just wanted to do it the other way. It's not about ideologies. It's not about working for the bureaucrats and the military industrial complex and all these other entities that have nothing to do with our country. They're not elected or anything like that. And by the way, the Democrats never talk about that. The unelected officials that help them and get their money to them and get their donor class what they want running the government. They never talk about that in those bureaucrats. But anyways, I want them to be ideologically different so that the people that are following the Democrat Party can be ideologically different. I don't want speaking personally now, I have a lot of family and friends that are Democrat. I have probably, if I had to guess, if I added up all my friends and loved ones in my real personal life, not on YouTube or something like that, and Twitter, you know, because I listen to a lot of conservatives and Bitcoiners and stuff like that. But I'm talking about in my own personal life. If I had to guess, again, I'm from New York State. It's about 80% people, 80%. Seriously, this is why I'm talking about this. I want them to change their ideology and said, you know what, let's come together. Forget about Trump. He's the president. We know he's bad. Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. We get it. Okay, got it. He won the election. Let's reconfigure and let's see what we can do. We got to pick a leader. We got to pick an ideology. I think I'd pick the ideology first and then figure out who can lead us into that right direction that they want. Again, putting the country first and not the party first with those said ideologies. Now, with that being said, do I think that's going to happen? No. The midterms, whether you know this or not, are upon us. And the midterms, the 2026 midterms, there's going to be a lot of elections in the midterms. And I believe the Democrat Party doesn't have what it takes unless they change within the next couple of months, which I don't see happening because the way they're going, because it's just all they talk about and think about is Trump. Because again, he's literally made him go crazy. You know how Batman, Heath Ledger said that? They go crazy. That's how they do. The midterms are coming up, and it looks like to me that the Republican/MAGA party of the House and the Senate, and there's going to be some governors and stuff too. A lot of things are going to be more red than they are now. And it looks like they're going to expand the House and the Senate lead. And again, it's a slim margin in the Senate especially. But they're just going to expand the House. And the way Trump is doing things and working at light speed for the country, and the way Elon Musk is doing what he's doing, being transparent, and as quick as they're moving in these first 16 days of office, again, Trump is doing more than I thought he would. And so is Elon Musk. So with the MAGA party moving forward and the Democrat Party not being stagnant, but they're moving backwards. They're losing people. Let's just say I don't think the Democrat Party has enough time to not only stop imploding, but to change at the core who they are. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, man. And again, guys, despite all that nonsense, we still got to worry about the best money in the world. And it's growing underneath our feet like the golden brick or the yellow brick road. And while all this nonsense and everybody's fighting and the price is low of this said money, we're going to stack as much as we can of it. And again, with these Democrats hating Trump, let's just say when Trump announces the Sovereign Wealth Fund, putting the money in there, or stockpile, or the SBR, whatever, however they do it, let's just say I don't think the blue side is going to be sticking with the orange side. And if you don't know what the orange side is, it's the only money in the world, in the future, in my personal opinion, that's not only going to stop inflation, but increase your purchasing power and make your purchasing power deflationary and also pay off the debt. And if I had to guess, I'm pretty sure you guys already know what it is. It's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.